Alright, welcome LEGO fans to a very exciting LEGO Birds review here on Buildbrick09's channel. Yes, that's all it is, it's just LEGO Birds.
But they're the most awesome birds
all
ever
it
created
is.
in LEGO form.
I meant as for the title. And by the way, these are our two favorite guest stars, Inju 19 and 30.
Hello?
And Fano the Seconds.
Hello.
So, this is the newest LEGO Ideas set. If you're wondering what LEGO Ideas is, it's basically the same thing as LEGO Kuzo, but...
Well, some people might not know what that is, so please
Yeah.
explain what that is.
Okay, so LEGO Kuzo is the original thing where people submit their LEGO ideas. If you get 10,000 likes, LEGO will review it along with the other sets that got 10,000 likes within the period, and then they'll pick one to turn into an actual LEGO set. So far, I think they said they only made 10,000 of these sets, but if they sell really well, of course, they'll make more.
That might be why they're non-discountable.
Right. So I have one out of only 10,000.
Oh, that is so rare.
Actually, kind of.
As long as you don't mind paying the extra money that not extra money, the normal
price.
amount, it's not really that rare.
Right.
Although, you do have to admit, 1 out of 10,000 is better. It's easier to find one than it is the Helm of Sauron from United Cutlery, which is, I think they limit it to 1,000
Oh, wow.
worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I picked this up about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh, it was longer than that.
It
I
was
don't know.
On,
I think it was.
second.
I think it was about. Yeah, so that's 2 weeks.
Two weeks
Well,
in a day.
looks more like more than 2
Well, you said about 2 weeks, so I
Yes,
was
about
confirming
2
that.
weeks.
Goodness.
And it comes with a very interesting box. And I
Which
really
I like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it too.
and it opens strangely as well.
Oh, that's the like the Back to the Future stuff. Oh, and is the instruction manual are
Comes with three
cool.
very, very nice instruction manuals, and they all come with information about the designer
Yes.
and about the individual birds. For example, here's the blue jay, and this is in all three of them, but it says the same thing. It tells about how he likes building Lego objects, and he was trying to think of a new idea while he was out gardening, and a robin happened to land on his shovel handle, and he decided to build a robin along with some other birds. And he also says that he's going to be building a series from each continent of the world, then one dedicated to flightless birds and another to extinct birds. Don't know if those will be turned into sets or not. I certainly hope they are.
Yeah, me too.
I'd like to
As long as
see...
they're discountable.
I'd really like to see the extinct birds. That'd be very cool, like the dodo bird,
Yeah,
passenger pigeon. And then it gets into the actual building. Similar to Lego architecture, but not quite as difficult. Then it talks about Lego ideas in a few different languages, as with everything else.
Yep.
And same for
Les
the others.
oiseaux.
It's French.
Yes, I know that.
For the bird Lego.
No, it's the birds Lego.
And then here's the page where they talk about the birds. Obviously that's different than all three of them. And they show the two previous Lego Ideas sets, the Lego Ghostbusters Ecto-Van or something.
I have no clue.
Something like that, maybe. Which neither of these I actually have.
And the Lego Exosuit.
I've had plenty of chances to get both of these, but
Yeah.
the Ghostbusters more than Exosuit. I mean, if I would buy it, that more, but it was a little bit expensive.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan.
I'm not a huge
really
one,
crazy
but I
about
mean,
this item.
I got Back to the Future, but
What?
I've never seen that either.
Actually, I've never seen Ghostbusters.
I've never seen Ghostbusters or Back to the Future.
I
So.
have seen Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back
My
to the
dad's a
Future's
huge
pretty
Back
good.
to the Future
That's a
fan.
pretty good movie. You should see that.
Yeah.
Although
I'd
it's
like
not it's more comedy than sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll go ahead and get to the actual. Oh wait, we didn't do the specifics.
Oh, specifics.
Teddy Blair.
Recommended
We want
age.
one of these?
Sure. That's Fano.
That's my
job.
Recommended age is 12 and older.
12 plus.
Yes.
Which is good because this would be a great.
This is definitely
for-
adult oriented.
Yes.
Teenager and adult oriented. I was actually telling my science teacher about this set, and he sounded interested in it. Set number 21301. It's simply called Birds. 580 pieces for $45, which is actually very, very good on price per piece.
Yeah, but I don't know, but I don't know how I could fit 580 pieces in those 3 designs.
Yeah, it did go by pretty fast actually, but
I guess it's just
like the
small
word for it.
pieces. A lot of small
yes,
pieces.
there are a lot of small pieces for sure, but not quite as many as I thought there'd be actually.
So
So I guess we'll start.
I guess one of us takes a bird. I don't care which one I take. So.
I went
Hey.
El Khalid.
You got that one. And I'll take. I can't say it.
Sayonosita
I don't feel
cristata.
like-
Or you could just say Blue Jay.
Sayonosita cristata.
Okay, I guess we'll show them in the order that they were built. So this one will actually be first.
Oh, okay. Here is Arithacus rubicula.
Otherwise known as the Robin.
Yes. Pretty cool design to showcase this bird in Lego form. And it definitely looks like.
You can spin it all the way
Okay.
around down
Yes. Yes. And yeah, with this you can. Whee!
there. I'm sure the bird loves that.
Bird's not alive.
And there are a few other movement things here. You can take this all the way out very easily. In fact, I'm not one to recommend gluing very much, but you may want to glue that so that it doesn't fall out.
Yeah.
And then it also comes off there.
Of all the different sets, this
Little
is
bird feet.
probably one that I would recommend. Like the entire
Yeah.
set.
I still don't recommend it.
Yeah,
Especially,
I
especially if you're an adult fan who just got the set because you're like, hey, I kind of like birds. Then I would probably very highly recommend
Yeah,
gluing this.
I still don't recommend gluing it, but out of every set I've reviewed, this is probably the most gluable.
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 And even without gluing, they're very sturdy feeling.
Yeah.
Especially these two, the Robin and the Blue Jay.
Yeah.
And you can also move a couple of the tail feathers back, actually all the tail feathers.
Well, all 2 of them move together. Well, I guess that's one.
Yeah, this one moves all
Whoa,
together.
I love that joint. Okay. It's a ball and socket joint.
And
Oh,
then
nice.
on the eyes, they all are just created by simple black studs, and the beak is just a simple gray piece. Then down here is the base, and that is
Yeah, the
it's
Latin,
not made up. That's
Latin
the scientific
Latin.
binomial nomenclature.
Oh, very good.
Well, it is not a scientific binomial.
It is the.
nomenclature.
The
It is
name
yes.
for this bird
So
in Latin.
this wherever you're from, I don't care if you're Japanese, Polish, Czechoslovakians, Slovenian, Somalian. I don't care. Who you,
Moldovan.
yeah, I don't care who you are. Wherever you come from, this is what this bird is called, and that's why they do that. So that's not unfair, so that they don't make it so that everybody calls by the English name. Well, that's not fair to everybody who doesn't speak English. But since nobody speaks Latin as a language anymore, at least as their
Except
primary
in the
language. Yes, except for the Vatican. Then you are going to not feel left out or excluded. So that is the robin, and here we have Cyanosita cristata.
Which is not a woodpecker, even though you can make it look like one. Again, it comes off of its perch, or not off of its perch, but off of the stand. It's a bit more difficult to take off of the perch.
Yeah, the feet.
I guess you
the
could
feet don't look very
kind of
well.
do it right there, but it would look a bit funny.
The robin is the only one that has good-looking feet.
Good looking feet.
Yeah,
Good-looking feet.
Yes.
Proud
Okay,
feet.
I really, really like the detail on this one.
Yeah.
This is
Because you
probably the
can
most
tell that
detailed.
it's blue with the black put in and the gray
And
and
white.
white. And then here, something that I like, the wings
Yes.
move
Oh,
on
yeah,
a ball
yeah.
and socket joint. They don't move a whole lot, but they
You
move
can't really
enough.
see,
Okay, yeah, sorry.
yeah, there.
There. They don't move
Yeah, you
too
can't
much.
extend it out all the way to make it look like it's flying.
No. And then also, the head moves back a little
Wow. Yeah.
That's more
Nice.
prevalent on the last one.
bit. Yes.
And then I thought I'd just show you the tail a little bit.
Oh yeah, I should have shown that.
And if you move these out of the way, does this move?
No,
No,
not
the
too
tail
much.
doesn't move very much on this one. So that is the blue jay, and then our final one. It's the smallest, but it's actually my favorite. Is Colibri thalassinus.
That is what hummingbird.
hummingbird.
That's what I thought.
Forget the exact species of hummingbird. It is.
Not in different languages.
No.
The first one. The first. Oh.
Nope, not that one either. Green violeteer.
Green violeteer.
I love hummingbirds.
Yeah,
they're at least in my top 3 favorite kinds of birds.
I don't really have a top birds, but I like them.
Mm-hmm.
I like hummingbirds.
I just kind of like most birds.
Except my bird.
Well, except for
Cranky birds.
like parrots and stuff. Those I don't like. I like most songbirds and birds of prey. Not carrion birds. Birds of prey.
Like vultures and stuff, you don't like them.
Not particularly.
My favorite kinds of birds come from South America. That's your hummingbirds, all your parrots, toucans.
Yeah, I like toucans.
Birds of paradise. Birds of paradise.
Birds of paradise.
Those things are wacky. You should pull up some pictures of different kinds of birds of paradise. Not the flower. The flower is named after the kinds of birds. There are some really weird kinds of birds in that category. I think there's about 40 or 50 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, here's Colibri thalassinus. And by the way, colibri is also the name for the hummingbird, not only in Russian, but in Spanish.
Because it comes from the Latin.
Yes, but I mean, I know Spanish comes from the Latin, but I found it surprising when my Russian guitar teacher told me that it's also Russian. Because we're actually learning a piece called El Colibri right now.
Yeah, I've heard of that. It
Colibri also happens to be a font on Microsoft Word. Well, not same spelling, but same pronunciation.
Yeah. Russian is a romantic language. If you look at the dispersion,
Not that kind of romantic.
Yeah.
if you look at the dispersion after the fall of the Roman Empire, then you see like the Slavs moved into Russia, so they probably took some of the Latin that they knew from being conquered by the Roman Empire there, so they carried several words over.
So there we go. We're getting science links. We're getting some science lessons and some language lessons. This is a very interesting episode. And this one is my favorite, not only because the hummingbird is one of my favorite birds, but also because it comes with this very nice looking flower.
That flower. And that
take
piece
this off
right
the stand.
there, I'd love to see what that is.
Which piece?
The-
This is actually
the
2
long one.
pieces. I thought it was 1 piece, but it's 2. And these are used in the Sarlacc a little bit. And earlier than that, in some of the Lego dinosaur sets. Not Lego Dino, Lego Dinosaur. That was from many years ago. I remember having some of those when I was a kid.
Those ones. Dang.
Those
That's
were-
not. They didn't make
Late.
Legos for the Disney movie, did they?
No.
Okay, I was like, well, they made a Lego.
That's dinosaur. This is
Oh.
dinosaurs.
Oh, you didn't add the S.
I didn't Lego dinosaur, sorry.
Oh, you.
So yeah, I've got the yellow petals with some orange inside here, and then of
Probably
course,
pollen.
yes, the
pollen.
remote control pieces are supposed to look like pollen.
Remote control pollen.
Remote control pollen. And then here's the other piece.
Da.
So yeah, these are the same pieces from the Sarlacc, except they're in green, if you remember the desert skiff set. If you don't, there's a review of that on here, if you're a Star Wars fan. Lego Star Wars fan, I should say.
Well, if you're a Star Wars fan, you'd probably be interested in.
I love to
Star
see
Wars.
people, Star Wars
Yeah.
fans that hate Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I'm sure that there are.
Yeah, I'm sure too,
Yeah.
but it'd be funny to.
And then the hummingbird is on this very interesting clear piece.
Because it's supposed to be flying.
Right. See, and then that connects here by this brown piece, which looks a little odd sticking out of there.
Well, I mean, hummingbird feet are supposed to be very tiny.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't have a second one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, from a distance.
Right. Then the wings, very interesting design. Just a
Yes.
bunch of the I don't know what those pieces are called, but the
Ooh.
like trapezoids.
Well, they're
The
They-
triangle.
Mhm. Right triangles.
Right triangle
those
pieces. Yeah.
are very strange pentagons, actually.
Very strange pentagon.
And as I said before, the head does have a lot of movement, so you can get it inside the flower or outside the flower, however you want it. And then there's this other little piece.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting
just
beheaded.
Decapitated it.
So yeah, make sure you have that moving with the head so it doesn't look too strange.
Uh,
Then another black stud in there to look like the eye. Except this time it's just one stud to serve as both eyes. And really that's all there is to say. Other than this one, of course, is obviously on a much larger base plate.
but very, very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool set. One I would highly recommend.
Especially.
I would as well.
Especially the
Especially
zoological.
as a gift for somebody who likes birds,
Mhm.
or if you're somebody who likes birds, get it for yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can be
As
selfish
soon as
every
it
once in a
gets,
while.
I don't know, but as soon as it gets discountable, I'm buying it.
It might not ever be discounted.
It might not.
Yeah, and you don't know how long they'll keep it out either. Yeah, from here you can barely tell if this
Yeah.
piece is here, which looks pretty cool like that. But
Oh,
you can
gosh.
see that brown piece.
You-
Looks pretty
Like,
cool,
if
doesn't
you
it?
don't-
It looks
if
like
you
a
don't
shadow.
Focus there,
Yeah, if you don't
don't
focus.
focus there, it isn't there at all.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
kind of looks like a shadow when you do look at it. That's pretty cool. So that is the Lego Birds review, and I think in at least two categories going to get very high ratings. So let's go ahead and get to those.
And I'm the one that's not going to get a high rating.
Yes. So for the build, it's got a very, very good price per piece. They easily could have bumped it up $10 as far as price per piece count goes, although it doesn't look like it's worth $55, even though the piece count is in there. So $45, I think that's a pretty good price. One I was willing to pay for this one. You do get some rare pieces, especially the tentacle pieces for the flower. And then some of the mechanics on the insides of the
Yeah.
birds. Purple
Yeah.
pieces, the clear piece. And then, of course, these are printed, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that.
And that shade of light blue.
Yeah, that shade of light blue is also very rare in LEGO. So I'm going to give it... What the heck, I'm going to give it a 10 for the build.
Ah, nice. And I'm going to need some help with this, if you would. Okay.
Yep.
Nope. 0.
Yeah, these are not to play with. You're crazy if you let your
Yeah.
kids play with these.
And you heard us talking earlier about it being the most gluable set.
Right.
That means 0 play value.
Yeah, this is...
So it's basically no.
Unless you have a lot of fun doing this.
Whee!
Those would probably be the points that I wouldn't glue.
Yes.
I would glue the majority of it, but like I wouldn't glue that part so that I could rotate them, and I wouldn't glue the parts that move.
Mhm.
For the display, I'm going to give it, oh, wonder of wonders, a 10.
Definitely deserves it.
Take a guess why.
Mhm.
It looks good, and it's only
It
for
looks
display.
Yes.
Pin.
Pin.
10.
Oh, 10.
Pin.
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 Pin it to the wall, what? And it almost, if you have
So, a 10, 0, 10.
a 10, a 1,000? I mean, if you have like a nature collection like I do, I think it looks fine with that, even if you don't have a whole lot of other Lego sets in your house. It looks very scientific, I think.
Yes.
And I mean, a lot of people don't want dead birds lying around in their house, so this is a great substitute to that. So, thanks for tuning into this awesome Lego Birds review here on Bilberberg09's channel. Coming very soon, we have the final Lego Hobbit review, the Fairground Mixer, and then I believe Andrew has some other Minecraft and superhero sets.
Oh yes, I have the Nowhere Escape Mission Lego Guardian set. I also own another Guardian set that I haven't put together yet, and I also own a Lego Movie set that I haven't put together yet.
Alright, and then I'll probably try and get my hands on the cave shortly after I finish the Fairground Mixer so I can finish up the Lego Minecraft reviews. And of course, coming this summer, we have the awesome Lego Jurassic World series coming.
Yes.
Well, actually, we don't know if it's going to be awesome yet, but I assume it will be. It's Lego and it's dinosaurs. We know it's going to be awesome.
Most likely.
Yes. So, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. And don't let any birds poke your eye out.